Now, let's go into part 2, which is the more actionable steps. Now, I am tailor-fitting this video more for young professionals, no? Baka nag-enter pa lang kayo ng workforce, you are just starting out in your journey. And for our clients, what we really want to teach them is to self-reflect muna. Assess muna why you want to invest. Diba? What are your financial goals? And the usual nga here, yung mga surface level financial goals ay I want to invest for my retirement. In the long term, I want to buy my family their dream home, diba? We all deserve a dream home. I want, diba, in the near future to have a nice wedding, prepare for a marriage and a young family. Or baka naman, pinaka short term, I want to do my travel, diba? I want to travel, let's say, within the Philippines, in Asia, or even maybe in US or Europe na, no? So we all have these goals, and these are good, these are surface level, pero let's go deeper than that. Really try to assess, no? Really self-reflect. Why do we actually want to achieve these goals? Let's assess what are our deepest desires and also our deepest fears. Diba? Let's say kanina, you thought to yourself, I want to give my family their dream home. Think of it another way. What will you feel if you actually did not give your family that dream home? Think to yourself, if hindi ka nakapag-invest for a down payment, tapos hindi mo nabigay yung deserve nila na dream home, diba? You promised your spouse, whether that's your husband, your wife, or you as a couple, you promised each other na you will build for this future for yourselves. Think to yourself, what if hindi nyo yun na-achieve? How will you feel? Diba? Assessing and really reflecting these deeper fears will help you towards making the right decisions today to build that right future for yourself. Right? I'd really encourage everyone to write this on paper, no? Studies show na if you really write your goals on paper, there's a 42% better chance that you actually work on these goals. So I encourage everyone, while watching this video, you can pause it right here. Really write your goals. Ano bang inyong short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals? Now, let me couple this with financial education also. Kasi when it comes to investing, usually, we do this for two things. And it's not to earn more money. That's why I started with the right foundations, no? Money is more of a tool, not the end goal. Why we're investing is really to achieve these two things. One is to outpace the rate of inflation, and right now it's hovering between 4% to 5% per year. And inflation nga is something that we can't see, but we can feel. Lalo na, imagine if we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, yung mabibili ng 1,000 pesos today, napakaliit na lang compared to 1,000 pesos before. Diba? Baka in terms of groceries, lalo na way back when we were kids, our parents would bring us to the grocery, no? As bonding. Yung 1,000, yung nabibili nun, isang buong cart na. Kompleto na, let's say for a few days or a week. Pero ngayon, yung 1,000, actually, basket na lang, hindi na cart. Diba? So, yun yung nagagawa ng inflation. Hindi natin siya nakikita kasi if let's say we have 100,000 in the bank, baka a year from now, if wala tayong deposits or withdrawal, 100,000 pa rin yan. Pero yung 100,000 na yan, iba na yung mabibili. Yung purchasing power ng pera natin is less compared to last year or 5 years ago or even 10 years ago. Yan ho ang inflation. So we're investing to outpace the rate of inflation, to beat inflation so that we don't lose the value of our money, of our pesos. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is to achieve our goals and our dreams. And yun nga, that's why I said, no, na we really want to assess ourselves. Bakit ba tayo talaga nag-i-invest? Kasi it's not to earn more money, but it's to achieve these goals. Okay, once you know your goals already, sinulat nyo na. Our next step is knowing your risk profile. Kasi not every investor is the same. Merong mas high risk, mas okay sila sa volatility of the market. Pero meron ring sigurista, talagang conservative investors that cannot handle the risk. So we have a spectrum, no? Meron tayong conservative investors, moderate investors, and aggressive investors. And later on, you will see that these types of investors merong recommended instruments as well when it comes to investing. So in our website, when you sign up for a Ramper online account, part of that assessment is actually the risk profiling. We have a questionnaire there na if you answer, you can actually assess kung anong type of investor ka ba. Okay, so let's go now to the risk profiler. A short overview lang of what a risk profiler is. This risk profiler quiz will help us assess your investing preferences and risk tolerance level for us to recommend funds that suit your profile. So please answer each question to the best of your knowledge. Dito meron rin tayong progress bar to see the progress of our answering the risk profile. So meron rin tayong progress bar dito sa baba. Okay, so question number 1. Which of the following instruments have you invested in? So time deposits, money market funds, or meron government securities, corporate bonds, peso dollar bond funds, or lastly, direct stocks, equity mutual funds, UITFs, or even derivatives. So ako, medyo ito sa direct stocks. And then as you see, once you click your answer, it will proceed to the next question. That's why it's very, very quick. So what's your priority in investing? Ako, capital appreciation. How familiar are you with different types of investments? Ako, medyo extensive na ang aking knowledge. As you can see, gumagalaw ang ating progress bar. Your current investments are mostly in which financial instrument? So ako, very heavy ako on direct stocks, equity, mutual funds, etc. How stable are your finances? Okay, ako very stable for the next 3 years. Oops, nakita nyo yun? Medyo nag-skip ang isang question kasi na-click ko yung option. So all you need to do is to click previews. How many years can you invest without redeeming your funds? Ako, since stable naman, more than 5 years. And we have our emergency funds, our protection, our insurance, and more. How many years until your retirement? Since medyo young pa naman ako, more than 15 years ang aking retirement. How much risk are you willing to take? Ako, very risky ako. So, high risk, di ba? The higher the risk, the higher the reward. So, high risk. What portfolio are you most comfortable with? Ako, since high risk nga ako, and I want the highest potential for the return, I want the highest return of 60%, pero this also means na may potential ako mawalan ng return or mawalan ng kapital. So, biggest loss of 50% also. Okay, so since 100% ng ating progress, number 9 pala is the last question, we can now view our result. And my result is I am an aggressive type of investor. So, meron tayong details dito kung ano ang type of investor ka, diba? An overview. And the recommended funds for you. So I won't go over in detail, but whether you're a conservative investor, moderate risk investor, meron tayong overview of what that is for you. And then later on, we can take note na what are the recommended funds para yun rin ang ating investan for our portfolio. So if you haven't signed up for a Ramper online account, we can help you assess and really guide you towards your financial future. So if you haven't yet, I will flash a QR code or you can actually use this link below. So once you know now your risk appetite, you will now graduate into knowing this next fundamental, which is the rule of 100. Itong rule of 100 is important to note kasi while we're young, we have a long runway to go. We have time as our ally when it comes to this volatility in the market. So I know initially I talked about the different risk profiles, pero this rule of 100 is a good gauge, is a good perspective to really allocate a part of our portfolio for growth. So this rule of 100 states na 100 minus your age is the percentage that you'd want to position as part of your portfolio for growth investments. So let's say I'm 30 years old this year. So 100 minus 30, which is 70, 70% of my portfolio based on this rule should be allocated in growth positions. in long-term instruments that really focus on achieving my long-term goals. But 30% should be in more conservative investments kasi baka naman meron akong short-term or medium-term goals that can be addressed by this part of my portfolio. Note lang here no na as you grow older, more and more of your portfolio will be allocated in more conservative positions. Lumiliit ang ating growth position kasi we are moving towards our retirement. And when it comes to our retirement, it assumes malilesen ang ating capacity to actually earn income. So we put it in investment instruments na can generate na the income for us. So it can earn us interest, it can earn us dividend, so that when it comes to our retirement, pag nag-retirement age na tayo, yung pera na ang magtatrabaho para sa atin. Hindi na tayo nagtatrabaho para makakita ng pera. But important to note in this diagram as well, no, na even if retirement age na tayo, meron talagang position for growth. And it's because we don't need to spend all of our money naman at once, diba? We still allocate positions for growth kasi in terms of our retirement, long-term rin naman ito at hindi natin gagastusin in 1 year. This next part of the video, I'd like to share naman my current favorite investment instruments. And this one is a personal recommendation, no? It's a personal opinion for you to consider my personal situation as well. So I'm currently turning 30 this year, diba? So medyo young pa. And in terms of my risk profile, I'm actually an aggressive investor. So medyo talaga long-term and aggressive ang aking mga positions. And in terms of my portfolio, I will share with you my marketable securities. Pero technically, may other assets rin ako like real estate, some collectibles, and other investments as well. But if you're starting out, I believe that sharing this will be very helpful for you. Kasi in terms of my recommended investment instrument, mutual fund talaga is the way to go. Number one, it's the best way to start. But number two, if may investment ka na, it's the best way to diversify. At napakaganda ng mutual fund kasi it is stress-free. Diba? We are giving our funds to the best fund managers in the country, tapos sila ang magpapatakbo ng ating investment. Sila ang magpapalago ng ating mga pera, magpapalaki ng ating investment. Napakaganda ng proposition na yun, diba? So ako, I can be focused on my day job. I can be focused on earning my income. Tapos yung mga fund manager ng mga mutual fund na to ay ang mag-grow ng aking mga investments. Para hindi ako stressed, focused ako. Again, behavior to. Focused ako in what I can bring into my investments. Ang aking 20% from my income will be put in savings and investments. Ang ganda, diba? So, this is my investment portfolio. For my short-term investments, I'm actually invested in Atram Corporate Bond Fund. So this one kasi, it focuses on corporate bonds in the Philippines' biggest corporations, lalo na yung mga conglomerates. And note lang here no, na this is a bond fund, still a managed fund without guaranteed returns. Now on the flip side, I also have high interest savings accounts. Lalo na in this day and age, maraming mga digital bank na nagbabayad ng interest. Important to note here no, na of course, these are gross interests. Hindi pa considered dito ang mga taxes. So personally, and this is not a sponsored video by the way, I am putting part of my emergency funds in C-Bank. So C-Bank is actually owned no, by the same company as Shopee. So ako, medyo Shopee shopper rin ako. Pero Shopee affiliate rin ako. When I share my Shopee links, I also get earnings from that. So medyo I want to be part of this ecosystem. So I have a C-Bank account. And ito, napakaganda. Kasi yung interest rate niya ngayon ay 4.5% per annum. Pero it is actually calculated every day. And by midnight, nagpe-pay na sila ng interest earnings for that day. So, ito ho, again, personal lang ho ito. You can actually explore. There are other high interest savings account. Like, I'm familiar with CIMB na available in GCash, may mga GoTime, and Uno Bank as well. So important to note lang here, no, na syempre in this day and age, maraming marketing numbers dyan na pinopromote, hina-highlight yung higher numbers, but let's look into the footprint. Ano ba talaga yung mga, let's say, kailangan to get these higher interest rates? Baka may mga milestones ito or even mga catch, no? Kailangan pala may mga minimum. So maganda, tingnan natin into the fine print, diba? Itong mga footprint so that we can make the best decision. Okay, for my medium-term goal naman, actually, ito nakakatawa kasi kahit medium-term goal na ito, savings ang katumbas na investment dito. And this is Pag-ibig MP2 savings. Now, I put it as part of my medium-term goal kasi alam nyo ho na may holding period itong Pag-ibig MP2. May holding period ito na 5 years pero may option naman na may payout every year. I chose the option na payout after 5 years para ma-compound ang aking interest from the first year to the 4th year. Knowing na for medium-term goals naman ito, hindi ko kailangan yung pera agad-agad. So when I allocate for this part of my portfolio, this will really be for medium-term goals. So again, no, a very important goal-based investing. Short-term goals, short-term investment instruments. Medium-term goals, medium-term investment instruments. And dito na tayo sa long-term goals, which is long-term investment instruments. So number 1 is syempre mutual funds. Very important to note, no, na may mga favorite funds ako, but this is my own personal recommendation. Baka ho kasi you watch this video a year from now, 2 years from now, baka iba na ho ang investment landscape. So important to note ho na tingnan natin ang current situation when you watch this video. So again, I'm aggressive, I'm a long-term investor. Importante sa akin na diversified ako in the local market and in the global market. So in the local market, I have 3 favorite funds and ang funds na to available in Rampver Online. So the first recommended fund is the Call Strategic Growth Equity Fund. Ito kasi maganda kasi all-weather fund siya. So it maximizes the upside and minimizes the downside. Ang next naman ay ang Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund. This invests in alpha stocks, which is our second liners. It's not the biggest companies that comprises the PSEI, pero ito yung mga companies na high potential for growth. And did you know na si DigiPlus, diba, is one of the investments in this fund. So maganda ho ang track record nitong fund na to, and I like to allocate part of my portfolio in this fund. Next naman ay ang PhilEquity Dividend Yield Fund. This fund focuses on local companies that give regular and healthy dividends. And this one, it's reinvested back into the fund. Hindi ito pinipayout sa clients. The proceeds are actually reinvested into the fund para yung capital gains nito mas lumaki. And the performance of this fund is really good as well. And for my global fund, I really like investing in Sun Life World Equity Index Feeder Fund. So this fund is invested in technology and AI, which is a really good opportunity right now. Sinasabi nila, if you've experienced dial-up internet in the past, yung stage daw na yun, ganun daw ngayon in terms of AI. So malaki pa yung upside, malaki pa yung pwedeng i-grow. So yun ho ang aking recommended funds. I hope that is very valuable and useful to you. Create a Rampver Online account today. Ang dami naming new features in the roadmap, whether that's new products, even new features, and possibly even a mobile app within the year. So very, very exciting to be launching that. I hope this video is valuable. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't yet. Hit that notification bell as well so that you're updated on our latest videos. Share this video to a friend or family member. Baka naman makatulong, and this will push our videos to more people. Again, my name is Enro Mendoza from Rampver Financials, empowering you for financial success. Cheers mga ka-RFF!